Alright, welcome back to my channel, guys. Before we go on, please do subscribe. So in our previous video we talked about the Western Sydney Airport line, which started in St. Mary's, which stops at Orchard Hills, and then Luddenham, and then an airport business park, and then airport terminal, and finally ending at Bradfield. I've decided to do this in a different format, guys, and today we'll be looking at Sydney Metro Northwest, which opened in 2019, and the newest section of it opened last year in August, and the Bankstown section will be coming next year in 2026. Today I'll tell you the information about each and every one of the stops, including the Bankstown section, which hasn't opened yet, and other stuff. So stay tuned in, guys, and of course don't forget to subscribe. And do like my videos if you can. So we started Tallawong. Tallawong was never a suburb until recently. That is the depot that you just saw. Tallawong was previously part of Rouse Hill, and Tallawong supports apartments and development, which is why it's a good place to live. Next, moving on, we have Rouse Hill next to the town centre. This is an elevated station, unlike Tallawong, which is underground. Well, not underground, but just below ground level. And Rouse Hill is elevated. It's part of the SkyTrain section, which also includes Kellyville. Next, on to Kellyville. Kellyville is a suburb. The government promised 27,000 homes near Kellyville, but they only said they'll do 4,000. I know. And next up we have Bella Vista. Now Bella Vista is like Tallawong, below ground level, and it's the last stop before the metro goes into the tunnel. And Bella Vista has two entrances, the northern concourse and southern concourse. Next we have Norwest. Norwest, the main entrance is where the M is, but there's also a second entrance next to the Eljana, the little rectangle looking thingy. That entrance is called Century Circuit because of the street name. And Norwest is next up. We have Hill Showground. Hill Showground is only there because of the showground that exists there. Hill Showground is part of Castle Hill, so that makes Castle Hill with two stations. And then we have the actual Castle Hill station itself, which has a link to Castle Towers, the shopping centre next to the station. And with this link, more people can access the station. And next up we have Cherrybrook. And once again, like Bella Vista and Tallawong, Cherrybrook is not underground but below ground level. And it's the only one to do this. It's the only one in the whole line to just come out and then go back in and stay below ground level. Next, we have Epping. Epping interchanges with the T9, but but you have to come up to ground level because the metro station's underground, and then you have to use escalators to come up, and which only takes you to the platforms, and then another set of escalators to actually exit the building. And here we have Macquarie Uni that provides access to the university. Macquarie Uni is part of Macquarie Park. The following few stations you'll see, like Macquarie Park, which is this one here. Macquarie, I know you can see another line, lighter blue, but we'll talk about that in another video. And then after Macquarie Park is North Ryde. Now Macquarie Uni, Macquarie Park and North Ryde are part of the Epping to Chatswood rail link, which was Sydney Trains, and then they converted it to Metro. Now North Ryde is before, and next after North Ryde is Chatswood. Chatswood is where the rail link, which is the Metro, ended, but now it doesn't end here and it goes on to the city. Chatswood, out of the many people I watch, Chatswood is their most favourite suburb because it supports development. It's called TOD, Transit Oriented Development, and here we have Crow's Nest, very close to St. Leonard Station. Crow's Nest is part of the suburb Crow's Nest, and it's underground. And then next we have Victoria Cross. I know the M's there, but Google Map doesn't have the actual station yet. As you can see, the actual station is the construction site looking thingy. So yeah, no, dumb of Google Map. So Victoria Cross is very deep, and its entrance is only provided by lifts. And now we have Barangaroo. The area surrounding Barangaroo is called Central Barangaroo. It's gonna be filled with apartments, and it won't open until I think 2029. Now Barangaroo has 3 sections: Barangaroo Reserve, Central Barangaroo, and Barangaroo South. I've been there and it's literally nothing. It's a nice harbourside view, but there's nothing there. And Martin Place interchanges with the T4 that goes to Bondi Junction. It's got a nice, beautiful interchange, and it's even got a tunnel connecting. I think I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think the 2 exits. And then we've got Gadigal, which is right next to Town Hall Station, and Gadigal has alleviated congestion by 16%. That's a lot. And next up we have Central. Central, with the metro coming here, provides more accessibility. Now Central has light rail, Sydney Trains, Metro, all types of services. And Central is the biggest station in the city. Next up, we have Waterloo. Now Waterloo is the quietest of all of these stations, the quietest. And it's an underground station serving the suburb of Waterloo. And then next we got Sydenham, where the metro comes to ground level, not above ground level, not below ground level like the other stations. Now Sydenham and Chatswood both do this. I know I didn't say it, but they both do this. Sydenham is the current terminus of the metro, but that will change. Now this is Marrickville, part of the Bankstown line, And once the Bankstown section opens, it will open up as a metro station. And Dulwich Hill is also part of the line and has a light rail station, part of the L1, which opened in 1997. And then next we got Canterbury Station. This is also part of the Bankstown line, and it will open with the other stations next year. Next we got Campsie. Now for all of these stations, they are installing platform screen doors, and there is undergoing construction. They are undergoing construction. And next up we got Belmore. Belmore's a fairly small station with 2 platforms. And after Belmore we got Lakemba, which is famous for its things called its Ramadan nights, which happen only on Ramadan, and it's the whole of Holden Street it's closed off just for the stalls. Then we got Wiley Park, which is also part of the Bankstown line. Now we got Punchbowl, which is the station just before Bankstown. And yeah. And then next we got the terminus of the current terminus of the Bankstown line, which is Bankstown. The metro terminates here, and then if you want to go past Bankstown, it's Sydney Trains. So at the end of the platform, I've heard that they're gonna make a plaza. To connect Sydney Trains and Sydney Metro. But I don't know how that's gonna look like, but we'll have to see. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. And as always, please subscribe.